Good afternoon, profitable traders. Welcome to the New York Market Color Session for today, 29th of August 2025. So good to have Jennifer and of you around. This is just going to be a recap of what we analyzed during the London Market Color Session. Right, so I'd like to pray by indulgence, kindly share the link to this Market Color Session with everyone on our various social media platforms so that this can get to as many people as possible. So I'll be analyzing DXY, GBP, USD, and EUR USD. Right after that, my colleague, the gold master, will be coming up for his analysis on gold and yen. So earlier this morning during the London Market Color Session, I usually like to start from the weekly time frame. So coming down to the weekly time frame, overall price is bullish, but then most recent price action, we saw a sweep of this liquidity right here, and we've seen even more bearish move of that point. Now to the weekly time frame also, price traded into some discount level, so we're expecting that at least it should retrace into premium level for it to keep selling. And where do I think price should retrace into? Price should retrace at least into this other block at 102.924 on the daily time frame, and coming down to the 4-hour time frame also. Basically, we were looking out for price to retrace at least into this left shoulder right here on the 4-hour time frame. So once price gets there, I'm willing to keep slamming DXY to the downside. So should retrace into this left shoulder at 98.501. And once price gets there, this is what I'm willing to do, sell off that level. And on the 1-hour time frame, let's see what price has. Just pretty much the same thing, left shoulder, sweep break. Price should get back into this left shoulder, which coincides with this fair value gap right here. So I'm looking out for a sell to buy. Sorry, a buy to sell, I beg your pardon, a buy into the left shoulder at 98.513. And once price gets there, I'm going to keep selling DXY and GBP USD. Let's see what price has for us there. The monthly time frame as seen right here. Overall, we're seeing bearish moves, most recent price action. We're seeing price tending to the upside. So a break of this high at 1.34300. And on the weekly time frame also, flipping this entire swing from point A to point B, we see price retracing deeply into 61.8% fib level, or further into 78.6% fib level, coinciding with this other block at 1.26201. Down to the daily time frame, I beg your pardon. On daily time frame, we're seeing something contrary to what we've seen on the weekly time frame. We're seeing that the most recent price action is actually bullish, in contrast with what had happened in the past. We've seen that instead of price to break above the high at 1.37595, instead price just came here, formed a lower high, and kept selling to the downside. Price traded back into this high, into this resistance level, failed to break it also, just stalled at that point, and we're seeing moves to the downside. Coming down to the 4-hour time frame, let's see what price has for us on the 4-hour time frame. The 4-hour time frame, most recent price action, I can actually say that price is currently caught in a range, right? Price currently caught in a range on the 4-hour time frame. On the 1-hour time frame earlier this morning, I actually said that price was caught in a range, but we had seen a break of this high at 1.34655, and we wanted to see price trade at least into this left shoulder at 1.34451, and price just tapped into that level, and it's been stalling off it. I said we could either see a box pattern failure, or we could even see buy opportunities off that level. Although the much higher time frame has shown us that GU is bearish, I just spotted this break of structure on my left shoulder, my box pattern strategy for a buy. That's why I'm speculating that we may see some strength in GU or further sales even to the downside. So if it is not so obvious, then that means it is dubious. I am more to the sell side because of what price is doing on daily time frame, but I can't see an entry for a sell yet on 1 hour time frame. And all that I am seeing right now is an entry for a buy, which is an anomaly, not aligning with what you're seeing on a much higher time frame. For me, I will just stay out and really observe what GU is doing, establishing the fact that GU is ranging on the 4 hour time frame. So I'm just going to wait and see if it eventually picks a direction and down to Euro USD. On the multi-time frame for Euro USD, I beg your pardon, overall bearish, so a sweep of liquidity, break of the time, sweep of liquidity right here. And down to the weekly time frame also, we're even seeing that the most recent price action is to the upside, bullish. So filming this swing from point A to point B, price tapped into 61.8% feed level. We saw a reaction of that point. So we may even see some push to the upside or more sell off into 78.6% feed level, which is a good discount level as to where I will be willing to continue the buy on Euro USD, coming down to the daily time frame, moving from point A to point B. Euro USD has also been caught in a range, but flipping from point A to point B, as seen right here, price actually tapped into 78.6% fib level, and it has been ranging off that point for a while now. Coming down to the 4 hour time frame, price has not really sold or bought, it has just been caught in a range. It has just been caught in a range, right? But I saw a break of this high right here. So it is quite confusing for me as to knowing what Euro USD wants to do, right? But on a much higher time frame, on daily time frame, we could actually establish that it is more to the downside, although caught in a range. And if it is caught in a range, I really should not be looking out for trade opportunities until I have seen a clear-cut direction and a clear-cut bias as to what I want to see price do, as to what price should do in the market. And so establishing and seeing that price has taken out daily time on the 4 hour time frame, we may just see price trading into this left shoulder on 1 hour time frame, or we may even see it failing because it is caught in a range. Anything can even happen. Anything can happen. It could break downwards. It could react off this left shoulder at one spot, 16137. So saying that this is not so clear, I will also wait to see what price does. And once it eventually picks a direction, I'll be more than willing to take positions in the market. But if you have questions, or if you have a different bias from everything I have said, please feel free to type in the chat box. You could also unmute yourself and speak, right? Whatever works for you, typing, speaking, whatever floats your boat, whatever floats your boat, I beg your pardon. Right, so while we're still doing that, registration for the FX bootcamp training is currently ongoing. You can chat us up on 081 6099 5030. We actually ended the August edition of the FX bootcamp training, and registration for the September edition is ongoing. We ended the class today, and it has been impactful so far. Right, so to take opportunity and to also know other strategies that we look out for when entering the market, you can chat us up on 081 again, 6099 5030, and we'll be helping with the registration process. Whatever question you have, whatever inquiries you have about the course, we are always available 247 to answer whatever questions you have. Again, reiterating for the third time, the number to contact is 081 6099 5030. If there are no questions at this point, we'll be going on a very brief break, and later on will be coming to do justice to precious metals and the yen basket. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back shortly for the second segment of today's market call session. Cheers and God bless.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back once again to the Market Color brought to you by the Value Flow Trading Team. That was a great insight on analysis from Cynthia. And this afternoon, we are going to be starting to see what exactly has played out since our analysis in the morning for the precious metal and where we are heading to, and also what is going to be the insight for the move for next week. All right, so just as we said this morning on the weekly time frame, we are still bearish and we are in a consolidation. However, on the daily time frame, the same thing is printing out and we are the premium aspect of the consolidation, meaning we are the upper side of it. And now we are looking out for price to trade lower. So we want to short the precious metal to downside. And with the analysis we have so far on the dollar index, just as Cynthia said earlier, we are looking to see a buy to sell for the dollar index, which in turn means that we have high probability of having a sell, then to buy if possible on the precious metal. Just as we analyzed this morning, we want to see price trade into 4-hour POI, which is this 4-hour order block as price already take out liquidity here. And based on our analysis since Monday, and even this morning, price already got into our POI, and we saw entry signature since yesterday evening at around 6 p.m. On our 5-minute time frame entry, which is exactly this move that we have here, this signature that we have here on the 5 minute time frame. Now, what is the real move? And just as we said this morning, what exactly are we waiting for? We are expecting a sell from this particular zone, which some of us have been in since yesterday. And just as I said this morning, that if we want to join the sell, wait a bit and allow price to come straight into this particular shoulder here, where we mark out here. And you are going to observe that is exactly where price came to just few minutes ago, and price already tapped into it. So if you are looking to short the precious metal right now, this is a very good time to join us because since the move yesterday, it came back again for a new entry for us to be able to short to the downside. So if you want to short, you can easily join now. And knowing fully well that our stop loss on the 4-hour time frame ought to be just ahead of this particular move here, which is this high. And knowing that this is about 218 pips to the upside, meaning the stop loss. So what should we now do? We have to cut it a little bit more to the downside, which is about 50 pips, just the way we have the signature printed on the 15-minute time frame. Meaning we expect that price should not break the sell-off point of yesterday, which is just about 40 pips. All right. So, and what is our target on that? Our target is on the 4-hour time frame. Particularly, it shows well on the 1-hour time frame as we have a new boss pattern for the buy waiting for us to get there, which is price coming to take out liquidity at this point. And if price takes out this liquidity point, then we should expect that price should come all the way to come and tap into somewhere here and start pushing all the way to the upside. So this should be a buy zone, and that is why we put our exit point in that zone. Meaning, it will begin to short right now. We are looking to exit here. That will be the first POI for the exit, and the next POI for the exit is going to be this particular low that we have just below here. And I believe that is very much clear. And today being Friday, the last trading day of the week, knowing pretty well that gradually towards the end of the New York session, and this is just the beginning of the New York session, but towards the end of the New York session, we are going to be having liquidity drying up from the market. And so if you are trading in precious metal, whatsoever becomes of this trade on or before 5 p.m., then you may want to upload your positions and look out for a better much entry on the chart. All right, so that is that for gold moving forward today. Now let's quickly get to Japan to see what is happening on the yen basket. Just as we analyzed this morning on the yen basket that daily, weekly, we are looking forward to the yen basket to sell, right? And on the 4-hour time frame too, this is what we are seeing. We expect price to be pushed down the downside. But look at the pattern that price is forming here. So this is the kind of pattern that it may look confusing to some of us. So what we expect to see is that price should either break down or break up. Whenever you see this kind of pattern, it's telling you it's either breaking down or breaking up. But since we have more, reference points below that could draw price to the downside, so we expect that price should break to the downside because we have more of a shoulder here, and we're expecting price to come to that reference point before pushing to the upside if by any means we're going to go there. And even on the daily time frame, we still have more liquidity level for price to come and take out somewhere here, this low here, before the massive rally to the upside begin. So that is that for the yen basket, and now we are moving to the yen correlated pair, starting with GBP JPY. Now, if we look at GBP JPY from this daily time frame here, this is the POI that we still expect it to trade into. And now, what exactly is becoming of it? We still expect much push to the upside, which is the buy of GBP JPY to the upside. Now, on the 4-hour time frame, what are we looking out to see on the 4-hour time frame of GBP/JPY? Still very much the same thing. And just as I said this morning, that today being Friday, the signature we are seeing on GBP/JPY is either we see buy signature placed out the upside, or is GBP/JPY telling us today Friday, everybody go and rest if you are willing to trade me. So meaning there is no position on GBP/JPY. And if you look at it from a 15-minute time frame, the same thing is playing out. I know someone would be like, yes, why can't you follow this trend line to the downside and keep following it, Well, if you keep following it, there's a place. Look at what price has done since morning. Today is going to be a very quiet day for GBP, and that is exactly what you and I are seeing right now on the chart. So based on our analysis, let's quickly look at what we have playing out on USD JPY, and we round up with Euro JPY. Now for USD JPY, just as I said this morning, price already broke. We are looking out for price to go and trade and take out this liquidity point. And you see after the analysis this morning, price just traded a little bit more to the downside and buy all the way, take out that move. Now, what is the outlook for all this morning? We said that if price could take out this high, then all you need to do is draw your Fibonacci all the way from this level to this high. And since price already get there, or what you should expect is a retracement all the way to either 50% fib level or 61% fib level. And based on what I'm seeing on the chart on the 15-minute time frame, I'm seeing that price is most likely going to come all the way to 61% fib level, because on the 50% fib level, we don't have any reference point. However, on the 61% fib level, we have another block resting just there. And when price get there, just look out for entry signature to push all the way back up. Or if that fails, then that means 78% is where price is coming to. Not just on 78%, but for price to take out the Asian high of today being Friday, and we start buying all the way back up once again. And lastly, before we round up for Euro JPY, the same thing plays out on Euro JPY as analyzed this morning. As we said, price came to pick up liquidity here. What played out on Friday, on Thursday, which was yesterday, and we are expecting a massive buy, which is exactly what happened. However, we said that price should take out this liquidity, and that's the attempt that price is trying to do now. If price takes out this liquidity point to this upside, then we should expect more of retracement all the way. Just draw your Fibonacci to the same way you did on GBP/JPY. Is the same thing we are going to do on USD/JPY. The same thing we are going to do on Euro/JPY. Draw your Fibonacci to expect price to pull back to 61% and give you your entry signature, and you can easily follow through to the upside. Why? Because we already see the boss pattern formed and price already moving towards that direction, and that is why we are doing all this to keep moving up on it. All right, so that is that for Euro JPY moving forward. If there's any question based on the analysis, you can easily type in the chat box and we can easily look into it, or you want to unmute yourself so that we all can see and hear you speak. All right, so that is that for the analysis today, brought to you by the Value Flow Trading team. And remember, today being Friday, this is the last session of the trading hour for the week. which is the New York session. Trade cautiously, use proper risk management strategy so that all that you've made from Monday to Friday, you won't give it back to the market. So we meet again on Monday, 8:30 a.m. Oh, thank you so much. Please don't fly. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. So we meet again on Monday, 8:30 a.m. is the time. Make sure you trade cautiously and use your proper risk management strategy. Once again, I'm Lincoln sharing. Cheers and God bless.